What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. For those who are new here, hello and welcome. And for all of my returning subscribers, hey. So today I have a few things that I need to get done down here in my basement. This is where I keep all of my seedlings and then other gardening related stuff indoors for the time being. Here pretty soon, I'm going to be putting up my greenhouse because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am not enjoying being down here, and I'm gonna show you why. All right, so as I said, I'm in my basement, and in basements dwell spiders. So the other day I was down here handling my business, you know what I'm saying? And your girl got bit 3 times, not once, not twice, 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. You can actually see the pin marks still from where I had to go to urgent care and get this treated because it was so much worse than what it looks like right now. And it's still pretty inflamed, but it was swollen, super hot to the touch. So luckily it wasn't an infection. But I wanted to catch it before it was. I'm just really sensitive to bug bites. So I'm the type of person that swells up really bad every time I get a mosquito bite, all of that. So I'm kind of over being in this space. And another thing I'm over, my brassica starts. Look at them. Y'all, they were looking so good. And now, look, just dead, child. I got maybe 2 single kohlrabies hanging in there, 3, you know, maybe. And then the little yod 5, dead. What? It's like this every single year with my brassicas. I've been watering, I've been fertilizing, I've been doing all the things. These are new. These are actually seedlings or seeds that I sowed on camera with you guys. But I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Do y'all have any idea what this could be? Like, I don't know. Me and brassicas just don't get along. I know in the past when I have started them out in the greenhouse, they did well. Like, I actually harvested some cabbages and I harvested some Swiss chard and stuff like that. But every time I try to start them indoors, excuse my furnace, every time I try to start them indoors, it's like this. I don't know. But on the bright side, my peppers are looking fabulous. The seeds that I sowed, the extra seeds that I sowed for the fish peppers, they did not come up. So I'm assuming that that seed is just like really old. It was one of the very first pepper seeds that I ever purchased. So maybe it's just time that I harvest some seeds from this one single plant. But the rest of them are thriving. They are doing fabulous. I still have not yet brought a fan down here. I need to work on that this week. And also, look, eggplant. Y'all, I suck at starting eggplant. This is the, Latista Grandia, I don't know. They're thriving. They're doing good. Also, my flower seedlings, they are doing the dang thing, and it is definitely time for me to go on ahead and separate these out. So that is something that I'm not going to work on today, but maybe this weekend I'm going to take my time and get these separated out in their own individual pots and all of that fun stuff. All right, so as for the things that I need to get done today, I need to pot up these houseplants. You can see they are not thriving in these pots. I need to pot them up. And also this guy, this is my beloved Cebu Blue that I splurged on recently. And it's just time that I get these babies in some pots and in place wherever they want to live in the house. And then we are going to talk tomatoes. All right, so let's get some soil in here. I have been getting in the habit of adding some worm castings in with my houseplants. I don't always do a good job as far as like fertilizing my houseplants, but I'm trying to do better. So let's add some of that in there. Let's go ahead and drop, oh, this is empty. Drop some water. Get it nice and moist. And I just like to water the soil until it like drains all the way through. Am I the only person that loves when the nurseries get all of the new pots in? Like, I kind of went up there. I wanted to really go crazy, but sis was balling on a budget, first of all. And then, secondly, yeah, that was the main thing. I was balling on a budget. I got what I needed, a couple of things that I wanted, and I got the hell out of there because it's so easy to just go apeshit. All right, so while that one's draining, let's go on ahead and get one of these guys potted up. We'll start with this green Maranta. You can see I have a few dead leaves in here. I'll snip those away. Got some scissors here. Ooh, these scissors are terrible. And I have an area that I moved my prayer plants to, and I noticed that they were very happy. If you are a house plant keeper, then you know that these plants can be pretty finicky. This guy really needs watered right now, which is another reason why I'm like, let me go on ahead and pot it up. See, the soil is dry, honey. So let's break a little bit of that away. Good enough. All right, boom. Water that guy in. Hopefully, happy, happy, happy. Joy, joy, joy. So now let's mess around with my Cebu Blue. I am actually considering like cropping this up a little bit just so I can make this plant a little bit more full. Let me know if you guys are houseplant lovers, if you have any. Ooh, get out of here. There we go. Oh yeah, this guy was ready. Nice roots. Oh yeah, really nice roots. Okay, that makes me happy. I'm gonna examine these a little bit. It looks like they have like a sandy blend for this plant. I'm sure that's to help it be well draining. The soil is nice and packed around the edges, no air bubbles coming through. We don't want that. Just top a little bit more soil around the edges. Okay, now let's give this one another good water. All right, we out that basement. First of all, I'm not competing with no furnace with talking with you guys, but let's go on ahead and talk about what I will be starting for my 8-week seed starting. We are just about 8 weeks till my last projected frost. So it is time for tomatoes, honey. So let's go on ahead and talk about the varieties that I am going to be starting this year. So I did pick up a few seed varieties that I have used in the past, and I have a couple of new ones. So let's just, let's go through this. So let's first start with cherry tomato varieties. So the first one that I will be starting are the Super Sweet 100, and this is a hybrid seed. These tomatoes are so freaking abundant. Like, I thought that I was a tomato gardening pro, honey. So if you are somebody who is a first-year gardener, maybe this is your first time starting tomatoes from seed, or even if you are starting from seedling, I definitely recommend trying this variety. These are a very popular variety that you will find in like big box stores, etc., or even in your local nurseries. And you can see just from the photo, super duper abundant. This is a indeterminate variety, so it will grow on and grow on and grow on as long as you allow it to have something to trellis on. So first one, boom, bam. The next one, which is actually considered a paste tomato, it is the Pianalo del Versavio. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. If I did, what do you want from me? So it says this is an heirloom. It's detectably early and beloved as the hanging tomato of Varieties. All right, so this is technically considered a paste tomato, and I have not grown this before. I purchased the seeds from Fruition Seeds, and what really captured me was the clusters that I seen, and they're like more of like a pointed tipped, I don't know. I just like the way these looked. It looked very abundant, and I'm about this life. So it says that it is crack resistant, long storing, and it is an heirloom. So I'm really excited to try these out. Next up, I grew these last year for the first time. These are the Sweetheart Cherries. There is no picture, but I purchased these from Baker Creek. As you can see, these were new for the 2021 growing season. So yeah, I will be giving this another go. Last year, I just did not have good luck in general with tomatoes. So I'm hoping this year I just have a better overall growing year. I'll definitely be taking more time amending my soil, etc. And then also I will be growing the blueberries this year. Last year I did not grow them at all because I was like, I don't love the flavor of these, if I'm being honest, as far as fresh eating. And that's typically what I grow cherry tomatoes for. But the way I see it is, number one, they are beautiful. And I do like growing beautiful fruit in my garden. But I can always use this for like my canning tomatoes because they are high acid. They will do perfectly for canning. Now moving on to our, one more. This is also an old trusty, the yellow pear. This is one of the first cherry tomatoes that I grew from seed. And this is another one that is like super duper abundant. This is an early variety. They are so sweet, low acid. This is probably by far my favorite tasting tomato as far as cherries are concerned. So I highly recommend growing these, and yeah, we'll be doing this guy again this year. All right, starting off with the Roma types that I will be growing. This is the one and only Roma that I will be growing. I normally just do like a regular old Roma, but I wanted to bring something beautiful into the garden and to have that beautiful, abundant, different color basket, so I am going to be growing the striped Roma. I picked up these seeds some years ago from In My Gardener. These do pretty well. The first year that I grew this, and the only time that I grew this one specifically, it could have been a bad seed, it could have been just a bad year in general for my tomatoes, but I didn't get just a whole lot of tomatoes off of this plant, so I'm hoping that it's different this year. Like I said, I'm taking steps to make sure that I have a good year, good growing year. All right, moving forward, I will be growing the Creole. This is like your classic round tomato. This is one that I really enjoy growing in my garden. I think I've pretty much been growing this every year ever since I started growing from seed, but it is just your standard red round tomato, good for canning, etc. All right, next I will be growing the purple Cherokee, and this is another one that I have been growing for many years. It's tried and true. It's not super abundant. It is like your typical heirloom that just doesn't produce just a whole lot, but it is such a delicious tomato. That smoky, sweet, rich flavor. I love it so much, and it's gorgeous. So we'll be growing this. And then Black Beauty, you guys, oh my God. One of my favorite tomatoes to grow as well. Beautiful, gorgeous tomato. I prefer to allow these plants to bush out and do what they want. They are very, very good, like as far as like being disease resistant. I've never had issues with this plant, like with blight or anything of that manner. Like, and these things can be so abundant when left to like just do their thing. So highly recommend growing the Black Beauty. If you guys have never grown it before, get you some seeds. I got mine from Baker Creek, but I'm sure there's other places that you can purchase them. Love these. And then I have two more here. So I have the Kellogg's Breakfast, which this was the largest tomato that I ever grew in my garden. So I definitely want to grow this. I don't have a lot of seeds for this though, so I'm curious to see like if they'll germinate well. These seeds are a little older, but one of the largest tomatoes that I've ever grown. It's your typical yellow orange tomato. It's very light in flavor, but still really good. And then I also have some Dr. White Cheese. You can see I have these from saved seeds that I grew out in my garden myself. And this is very similar to the Kellogg's Breakfast, which is why I kind of paired these two together. The Dr. White Cheese is typically supposed to be like a really large tomato. If you follow Roots and Refuge Farm, then you know what it's capable of. However, I didn't have great luck with it last year, so I'm trying again this year, but I'm going to grow both of these in the case that I need, you know, a little something more. Tomatillos ground cherries. So I probably don't need to start seeds for ground cherries, but I'm going to start seeds anyways in the case that I don't have any volunteers. And then I also like growing these to gift to friends because this isn't a crop that a lot of people grow in their garden. So I always like getting people on these because they're so good, and especially if they have kids. So I just have the pineapple ground cherry here. I picked up these seeds from Botanical Interest. Really good. And then this I tried to grow one year, but I had an issue. So this is considered a tomatillo. This is the Queen of Malinaco. Queen of Malinaco tomatillo. You need 2 tomatillos for them to like pollinate each other, and I only had 1, so I got no tomatillos, and that was due to my dog flipping my my little greenhouse over, so I lost one of the other seedlings. Anyways, I'm trying this again this year. I'm really hoping that the seeds germinate. I've had these seeds for a few years now, and as you can see, Baker Creek put that they are like low germination. So I'm hoping that I have good luck with this because I really want tomatillos this year. All right, and we are also going to be starting basils this week. So I have 3 different types. I have the Mamalo basil. This is just like a really large leaf basil. I have Blue Spice here, which was a free seed from Baker Creek. And then I also have the dark opal purple basil as well. These are beautiful decoratively. So I'm actually going to put some of these like in a planter up on my deck, just like for decorative, and then also like to like pinch and put in drinks and stuff like that. So these are yeah, this is everything that I will be starting this week. So I'm gonna handle all of this. I'm gonna get it done real fast though, and I'm not even gonna film because I told y'all I'm nervous to go downstairs and be down there for too long because this whole bug bite situation was not fun. Going to urgent care, like I don't like doing that. All right, so before we sign out, I just wanted to give you guys an update of this sterling silver plant that I picked up from Lowe's, in case you guys cared to see what was going on. I am currently letting it dry out. I have some dead leaves here. I think like some of the leaves just weren't going to survive like the neglect that it was already being put through. So let me go on ahead and pinch these out here. But we do have, you know, enough to hold on to, and hopefully they will survive. We do have some sun scald or something going on a few of these leaves, but like I said, I'm hoping that this guy makes a full recover. And yeah, so that's what this guy is looking like. It's in like indirect light, so far so good. Yeah. All right, you guys, so that pretty much wraps up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the updates as well as seeing the varieties that we will be starting this week. If you did, please make sure that you go on ahead and hit this with a thumbs up. I will be back really soon. The weather is starting to regulate itself. We are getting consistently like higher temperature nights, so I will be putting my greenhouse up outside here pretty soon. I have just like a temporary like pop-up cheapy greenhouse that I picked up from Aldi's a few years ago, but I will be putting that up really soon, so definitely stay on the lookout for that. I thank you guys again so much for stopping by. I wish you health, wealth, and prosperity, and until the next time, peace out.